चल हो जा शुरू।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो पतवारा हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो पतवारा हुआ रे।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
Viewers, let's go ahead to the big international story we are tracking. World leaders, including King of Jordan and Egyptian President, convened at a humanitarian conference urging immediate aid for Gaza. The conference emphasized the necessity of rapid aid deployment.
Not just this, while the UN warned of dire consequences if hostilities persist, US announced financial aid. Getting you all the details in this report.
World leaders convened for a critical conference to address the urgent calls for humanitarian aid in Gaza. Jordan's King Abdullah delivered a powerful message at the Jordan Aid Conference, stressing the immediate need for aid to reach Gaza. He emphasized the need of rapid deployment and highlighted the effectiveness of a land corridor for aid delivery.
There is a need for a robust mechanism for coordination that engages all parties on the ground. Effective and comprehensive deconfliction between the actors on the ground is key to ensure aid agencies can act, organize, and perform their duties safely, sufficiently, and sustainably. Second, the land corridor is the most effective method for aid to flow into Gaza. International resources are critically needed to undertake this urgent endeavor. We must be ready now to deploy a sufficient number of trucks to deliver aid on the daily basis. Hundreds of trucks are needed within Gaza.
The conference, Call for Action, Urgent Humanitarian Response for Gaza, was chaired by King Abdullah II of Jordan, Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, UN Secretary General Guterres, and US Secretary of State Antony Blinken. President Sisi of Egypt welcomed the UN Security Council's resolution endorsing a ceasefire in Gaza. President Sisi stressed upon the need to protect civilians and criticized Israel for humanitarian crisis, urging the international community to pressure Israel to open all land crossings.
إن مسؤولية ما يعيشه قطاع غزة من أزمة إنسانية غير مسبوقة تقع مباشرة على الجانب الإسرائيلي، وهي نتاج متعمد لحرب انتقامية تدميرية ضد القطاع وأبنائه وبنيته التحتية ومنظومته الطبية، يتم فيها استخدام سلاح التجويع والحصار لجعل القطاع غير قابل للحياة وتهجير سكانه قسريا من أراضيهم دون أدنى اكتراث أو احترام للمواثيق الدولية المدنيين الفلسطينيين.
A day after the Security Council approved its first resolution endorsing a plan aimed to put an end to the Israel-Hamas war, United Nations Secretary General said it's high time for a ceasefire in Gaza.
Secretary General spoke earlier today at the high-level meeting on Gaza that's taking place in Jordan. He highlighted the dire humanitarian conditions in Gaza and said that at least half of all humanitarian aid missions are denied access, impeded, or cancelled due to operational or security reasons. He told leaders attending the conference that it is high time for a ceasefire along with the unconditional release of the hostages. The Secretary General underscored that the only way forward is through a political solution that opens a path to sustained peace based on two states, Palestine and Israel, living side by side in peace and security on the basis of the pre-1967 lines and the relevant United Nations resolutions, previous agreements, and international law, with Jerusalem as capital of both states.
A United Nations official has voiced concern over allegations suggesting that the Gaza floating pier may have been used for Israeli military operations, leading to the release of hostages.
We've heard about these allegations. In fact, we talked to colleagues about these here yesterday, and they are very, very concerning. If true, they are very concerning. because they would put at risk any future humanitarian engagement in that operation, and not just on the beach, but further in the roads that went into Gaza and are alleged to have been part of this operation. Now, like you, I have no proof one way or the other. But what are we doing about it? We're doing a security assessment with our security leadership, in fact, out of New York. We're talking to him through that last night to see if it is safe and proper and right and principled for us to re-engage in that maritime.
Meanwhile, US Secretary Antony Blinken urged leaders to press Hamas for a ceasefire deal.
Today, I'm announcing an additional $404 million in new aid to Palestinians, in addition to the more than $1.8 billion in development, economic, and humanitarian aid that the United States has provided since 2021.
As world leaders rally for urgent humanitarian aid in Gaza, the chorus for immediate action grows louder.